I never thought my life would unravel so dramatically over a single night. It was supposed to be a quiet evening, just my dad and me, but instead it became the turning point of my entire existence. I feel like I'm stuck in some twisted reality TV show, and honestly, I just need to get this off my chest. So here's the backstory. My mum passed away when I was 10. It's been just me and dad ever since. We've always been close, but things changed when I turned 18. College was expensive and I needed a way to make ends meet. That's when I discovered OnlyFans. It wasn't just about the money, it gave me a sense of empowerment and control over my life. But of course, I kept it a secret. My dad, being old school and extremely conservative, would never understand. Fast forward to last Friday, I came home from my part-time job at Starbucks and the house was eerily quiet. I found Dad in the living room holding my laptop, his face pale. My heart sank. "Is there something you want to tell me?" he asked, his voice trembling with a mix of anger and disappointment. My stomach dropped. He knew. I had no idea how he found out, but the truth was out there. I nodded, tears welling up in my eyes, and tried to explain, but he cut me off. "You're no daughter of mine," he spat, throwing my laptop onto the floor. The screen shattered, just like my heart. He gave me an ultimatum: delete my OnlyFans account or leave the house. I was in shock. The man who had raised me, who had been my rock, was ready to disown me over something that was my choice. I chose the latter, and with a heavy heart, I packed my bags and left. I spent that night at a friend's place, numb and confused. The next morning, I received a text from my cousin, who lived a few hours away, offering me a place to stay. With no other options, I took her up on it. Here's where it gets crazy. My cousin, let's call her Emma, was always the black sheep of the family. She dropped out of college, had multiple piercings, and lived her life unapologetically. I never knew much about her because my dad always spoke ill of her, but now she was my only refuge. When I arrived at Emma's apartment in downtown Austin, she greeted me with open arms and no judgment. That's when she revealed a family secret that turned my world upside down. Apparently, my mum had a similar past. Before she met my dad, she was a well-known burlesque dancer. Emma showed me pictures and articles she found in old family albums and newspapers. My mom had been an empowered, independent woman who chose her path unapologetically, much like Emmy.it all made sense now. My dad's anger wasn't just about OnlyFans, it was about his unresolved issues with my mum's past. And he had buried her history, creating this illusion of the perfect conservative family to cope with his own insecurities. I was livid and heartbroken. How could he judge me for something that mirrored my mum's journey? I decided to confront him. With Emma's support, I drove back to our town, ready to face the storm. When I got home, my dad was shocked to see me. I laid out everything Emma had shown me, and for the first time, I saw vulnerability in his eyes. He broke down, confessing that he had always feared my mum's past would come back to haunt him. Losing her had been his greatest fear, and seeing me follow a similar path triggered all his unresolved pain. We talked for hours, crying and yelling. It was cathartic and exhausting. By the end, we reached an understanding. He apologized for his reaction and admitted that he needed help to deal with his issues. I forgave him, but I also made it clear that my life choices were mine to make. Now, we're in therapy together, trying to rebuild our relationship. It's not perfect, and there's still a long way to go, but we're taking it one step at a time. I'm still on OnlyFans, but now I do it with the knowledge that my mum would have been proud of me. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes it takes hitting rock bottom to start rebuilding. My dad and I are learning to navigate this new reality together with honesty and openness. And who knows, maybe one day we'll look back on this as the moment that saved our relationship.